There's something wrong with me. An emptiness. I thought it started when my sister died, but now it feels like something bigger. Just a void. When you think of superhero movies, you're constantly imagining these amazing people being able to do amazing things all the time, which is true. They can do amazing things, surprisingly, all the time. I think something that has been really brave is looking at the inner workings of these characters and how they feel. Feels like I like taking orders, going from job to job, doing the same thing all the time, again and again. You'll do it.
A lot of this movie is about Yelena figuring out who she is, who does she want to be? Is she worthy of being a hero?
There was a kind of need, we felt, to give the beginning of the movie a little more weight and a little bit more surprise and up the stakes.
So we decided we're going to go to Kuala Lumpur, Malaysia, and go to the rooftop of the Merdeka 118 tower, 2,227 feet, the second tallest building on the planet, and literally put Florence Pugh, Yelena, on the edge.
This is months and months of setup, working with the Malaysian government, working with the local production services crew. And additionally to that, our stunts team spent months designing, rehearsing the stunt rig that was going to go on top of this rooftop.
It's amazing.
3, 2, 1.
We had stunt personnel that were jumping off bridges in Idaho practicing, all before the main event of getting to Malaysia.
So here we're at the Merdeka 118, getting ready with our two base jumpers, Katie Hansen and Pat Walker, to do a real base jump off the second largest building in the world. And the plan is for them to run off and do a rehearsal jump.
Rolling!
Getting ready to jump, sunrise. How are we feeling?
Excited. It's a pretty beautiful morning. Had a few good rehearsals, so let's just go repeat what we've done.
3, 2, 1, action!
Katie truly is a renowned base jumper, one of the best in the world, and seeing her run off of this platform multiple times is incredible.
Once you start that countdown, it is a different mindset. You're in the zone. You're just acting and feeling, and it's really cool because you can actually feel the airspeed. You can feel yourself accelerate, and you can feel yourself as you can actually use that airspeed to fly. It's a really magical kind of zone that we're in here, where you really start to feel like you're flying and not just falling.
It's hard up here to really get a sense of how high you are because there's so little reference point with the buildings around us. So most of our thinking going into it has been what shots, what angles, and what drone angles are necessary to really communicate to the audience. We're really up here.
We have 4 cameras on the ground right now, capturing this from various angles. We have 2 drones that we're flying, capturing it in profile up high and then farther down below. And then the helmet cam jumping with Katie.
It's a weird thing to take for granted that someone's going to jump off a 2,000-foot building and just nail it every time.
What we'd like to do is start very early in the morning, maybe 6 o'clock before sunrise, and start rehearsing with Florence on that building. So when the light is right first thing in the morning, we start shooting her techno crane shot.
Let's do it. Okay. I love heights. I love jumping off things. I love jumping off cliffs into water. I love rock climbing. I love hiking up high mountains. I love heights. I've been excited about that since I read the first page of the script. There are many times when you read a script and you're like, well, that's not going to happen. They're not going to let me to do that. And I have a lot of thanks for Jake for even allowing that to be an option.
Disney Health and Safety just said no, and that's a very reasonable thing to say. It's not a zero-risk thing to attempt. And it's only because she believed in it so much and wanted to do it so badly, and she took it upon herself to elevate it to Lou and Kevin, and then health and safety at the studio. And that, of course, is only because she trusts Heidi and, our incredible rigging team and has genuine, real trust in those people and trust them with her life, because that's essentially what it is.
This rig behind us is the result of an incredible stunt team, which is really from the beginning set out to do something unlike anything we've ever done before. So this is a descender rig. So what this does is this allows us to descend Florence herself off the second tallest building in the world through lines that are running through her back. And so the way that this is constructed is this rig is built into the structure of the building itself to create maximum safety.
Ready, and 3, 2, 1, go!
I literally had 2 of the stuntings apparently checking every single bolt on the rig this morning. Just having this amount of crew that are here and are taking this obviously unbelievably seriously, but also completely and readily excited for me to do it. It's truly an amazing gift. Ta-da! Before I actually finally jumped, we'd done quite a few practices and shots of me just getting up, and that truly is the hardest bit, is just getting up and not actually falling. By the time that I was able to fall, I was actually desperate to fall just so that I could feel the sensation of being caught, because otherwise it just kind of feels like you're just standing there hoping not to fall, which is an even scarier thought. But it was amazing, absolutely amazing. The stillness of sitting there and waiting for everybody to finish their checks and finish their get-readies, and then it's your time to shine, is insane. I've never had that much pressure and power all in one word of action. And your toes and fingers are just alive throughout the entire take.
Hey, ladies and gentlemen, say goodbye to the 120th floor or whatever.
That's the bucket list.
We shot Florence jumping off of that building in the morning and then went to another street and just blew up an entire floor of a building in the afternoon.
And background, and action.
We're in Old Market Square in Kuala Lumpur, and we're pretty much changing this whole storefront facade and dressing this whole area for our market scene for when Yelena's leaving and triggering the explosion. I think we wanted to capture the textures of Kuala Lumpur, and it's like a huge mix of cultures and history, and we have our explosion building, which is a slightly more modern take, and then we have some facades and styles that go back to more of a colonial style. And then with our signage shops and everything, we wanted to incorporate the rich cultural history of Kuala Lumpur itself and the mix of how diverse it is. I think it's such a cool way to end our shoot too for principal photography. We're ending with the start of our movie.
Blew up a building today. What else can we do?
The runner, and the whole thing that makes it work is that she's disaffected, looks up and it's happening, everyone else is running and she's over it. You don't have Florence, you can't do stuff. I mean, it takes a whole village. Adam did a great job with special effects here. Everyone did an incredible job in Malaysia at Biscuit Films, but like, don't have her at the center of the thing, you can't even attempt stuff like this.
You do realize neither of us are ever gonna have a day like this ever again in our careers. Like, that usually takes up one day.
Yeah, that was the easy part.
It's a huge help when you're working and acting in the space that your character is supposed to be in. It adds elements that you can't quite put your finger on. You're no longer having to act, I suppose. It changes everything. It doesn't make you feel silly. You actually feel like you get to be a part of it, and you get to be a part of the world that the audience will watch. It allows you to actually feel like you are that person. Thank you for this incredible experience, and what a way to end it. The best way.